So we're going to continue our programming with the Pop Talks, and we're going to be hearing today from the Final Exit Network, from Endowment, from the FAWS Collaborative, and UUA Outreach. So I present to you Pop Talks.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is J.C. Rowe. I am the California coordinator for Final Exit Network, and I'm here to talk to you about end-of-life options across America. So, the Final Exit Network is the largest and the only national organization that educates, supports, and provides a compassionate presence to members at the end of their life. We operate in all 50 states, and we hope that you would join us in the next 5 minutes. So our purpose is to educate people about all of their end-of-life options, their legal rights in each state. Right now, we're currently expanding our work in the state of California due to the passage of the End-of-Life Option Act signed by Governor Brown last year on October 5th, 2015. We've learned in the last 4 months since the law has been in effect that a lot of our counties and regions do not have access to the law that was passed and signed by the governor. The law has a provision in it that states if you're a tenant hospital, a Catholic hospital, or a Veteran Affairs hospital, you can opt out, which actually limits the access people are having in Santa Cruz, Palm Desert, and other places throughout the state of California. Final Exit Network operates, like I said, in all 50 states, regardless of the law. You have autonomy, and we educate individuals and family members about their rights with respect to the end-of-life options. We educate about palliative care, palliative sedation, voluntary stop eating and drinking, and of course, if there is a passage of a law like the End-of-Life Option Act in California, we'll continue to educate about that. We do not hasten or encourage anyone to hasten their death, but we do want people to be available or to be knowledgeable of all of their options. We've learned that in 2015, doctors in the state of California actually had presented a statistic saying that they were supportive of the End-of-Life Option Act in California. However, when it came to them supporting the End-of-Life Option Act for themselves, they had a greater amount of support. So for California residents, they supported the End-of-Life Option Act with 54%. For themselves, they supported the End-of-Life Option Act at 71%. So we're finding that a lot of doctors are interested in making access available, but they are limited by the institutions they work for. So we encourage people, if you're in California, to talk to your doctor and let us know. To wrap up my presentation, we're building partnerships with organizations all across the country, like the UUs, like Mensa, like the Ali organization, Death Cafes, other organizations that care about social justice issues, including the end-of-life options that people have. If you're available or you would like us to be available for a presentation with your organization, we encourage you to check out our website. We encourage you to join our organization, and you can put in a request on the organization. If you have any questions, I'll be outside this afternoon, and I have lots of material, enough for everybody present today, and I encourage you to grab some, learn about our organization, and learn about your end-of-life options in your state. Thank you for your time.
Beginning with the board's decision to celebrate LREDA's 65th anniversary by significantly increasing our endowment fund, a major funding campaign was launched in 2013. This effort has been championed by the LREDA Endowment Committee.
The Endowment Committee set about the work of tapping into the generosity of our membership, which is deeply rooted in the love we have for one another and dedication to our profession as religious educators.
We are the heart of our religious movement. Through our work, faith development occurs in our congregations. Unitarian Universalism touches the lives of children, youth, and adults in age-appropriate ways.
You are leaders in our movement. By investing in the LREDA Endowment Fund, we are strengthening Unitarian Universalism, our programs, and our leadership, now and for generations to come.
We have accomplished a lot toward our goal of growing the LREDA Endowment Fund. We have raised awareness and money, over $550,000 in cash gifts, pledges, and planned gift intentions. A big thanks to all of you who made this possible.
31 donations have been made in honor of or in memory of religious educators. Some gifts were made through the congregations these colleagues served, and many others were made as tributes by colleagues, friends, and family members.
All 15 LREDA chapters participated in the $35,000 Chapter Matching Challenge. Together we raised just over $73,000. In addition, the chapters meeting their challenge received a bonus funding to use for their chapter programs.
LREDA has a long relationship with our UU congregations. From 1998 to 2006, LREDA secured over $1 million in grants to 64 congregations in order to achieve fair compensation for their religious educators.
Our campaign has benefited from the support of congregations around North America. 27 congregations donated over $14,000. 11 congregations gave in gratitude for their LREDA grant. Others held special offerings in honor of their religious educators.
Thank you to those of you who encouraged your congregations to make these gifts to LREDA. And in the coming years, we hope that all the rest of our members advocate in their congregation for a collection for LREDA. There is a guide on our website to help you in this effort.
A growing number of LREDA members, including current, retired, and life members, have chosen to make a planned gift. You can join the Legacy Circle with a current cash gift or monthly gift of $2,400 or more, or by planning a gift after your death.
In becoming Legacy Circle members, our colleagues have expressed gratitude for all they have received from LREDA and from you. Being part of LREDA has been a transformative experience for most of us, and we want the same for our colleagues for generations to come.
Planned gifts include gifts by will, naming LREDA as a beneficiary of your retirement account or insurance, or by the UUA Umbrella Giving Program, where you can include all your UU organizations.
Your ongoing generosity and support is welcomed and needed to reach our ultimate goals of increasing the endowment fund by $1 million or more, and for 100% participation.
We are immensely grateful to all of you for your support of the LREDA Endowment Fund. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Hicks, and I hold our denomination's academic chair in religious education, which means that I'm also the director of the FOS Collaborative. You know, it's actually hard to believe that it was just 3 short years ago when we came together at the Fall Conference in St. Paul to relaunch the Collaborative. As I look out over this room, I see the many faces that have supported the possibilities of what we could do, and it has been a great honor to watch that process unfold. But I'm here today to report that we have grown out of our toddler stage, and we are walking into the bright lights. So for those of you who are not aware, perhaps, of the FOS Collaborative, or this is your first time meeting us, we are a laboratory for innovation in faith formation. We're housed inside our UU Theological School in Chicago named Meadville Lombard. The Collaborative bears the name of the legendary religious educator Sophia Lyon Fahs, who, among many other things, challenged the world of religious education in 1953 to create learning laboratories that pushed the boundaries of educational thought and practice. Mrs. Fahs knew that in order for us to meet the needs of an ever-changing world, we needed new practices that support literally what I would call a rebellion. And that's what we're trying to do in the Fahs Collaborative. So this past summer, we launched the second packet of materials to encourage and support multi-generational worship. This year's packet is called Here Together, Developing Multi-Generational Communities Through Worship. The packet recognizes that it's not enough to simply promote and provide materials that support doing multi-gen work. You actually have to change the culture of how people think and feel about it. And that includes bringing parents, ministers, musicians, and yes, religious educators to the collaborative table. I'd like for you to check out our materials on the website when you have a chance. And there, also check out our new curriculum that supports congregations who want to reach out to other faith groups to do social action. It's called We Who Defy Hate. It's a preparation guide for interfaith social action. It's connected to the Ken Burns film, Defying the Nazis. Anna, my colleague from the UA, will be talking a little bit more about that in a minute. But if you missed the September launch on PBS, you were not among the 1.5 billion people around the world who were exposed to the film through various outlets. Yes, us. And the Fahs Collaborative is very excited that we were able to ride the coattails of that, and the curriculum that we have on our website was exposed to 26,000 people, and 550 people shared the curriculum on social media. So we're very excited about that. We're also excited about our Fahs Research Fellows in Faith Formation. There are 3 again this year. Dr. Melissa James, who is the DRE at our San Diego congregation, is working on how to support families of gender creative and transgender children and youth. Tracy Beck from our congregation in Lincoln, Nebraska, is working on tween information, how to support that faith formation process for them. And Dr. David Messner is working on how to use the ancient rituals of pilgrimage to create smart multi-faith encounters in our local congregations. And finally, the McLean Collection, which is our collection of RE materials, is moving next week into a swanky new home within Meadville Lombard. 6 of our master religious educators have spent the last 3 years getting the collection cataloged and getting it ready also for prime time. And this space will be their new home. So we have a lot going on, and we invite you to engage with our resources to help the work of faith formation achieve its full potential. Thanks for your great support.
I'm Anna Bethay, the UUA Outreach Associate, and I will be showing you a little clip. Hopefully we have some, we'll have the technology to make the clip work. Okay, we're going to show a little clip of Defying the Nazis, the Sharps War. If you have not seen it already, this is just a little 3.5-minute clip. I think we need to go back.
Martha and Waitsville Sharp left the comfort of a peaceful, small Massachusetts home in order to go into Europe on the verge of war. They were motivated from the beginning to go out there into the kingdom of hell and try to get some people out.
It was the second Sunday night of 1939. I had done a full day's work at the church and decided to spend an evening in front of our fireplace. The telephone rang, and it was probably the most momentous telephone call that I ever received. Hello, Waitstill. I knew whose voice it was. The voice of my closest friend, Everett Baker. Would you and Martha come over to talk with me at our house here? Yes. He said, Waitstill, Martha, I am inviting you to undertake the first intervention against evil by the denomination to be started immediately overseas.
My husband and I felt that something should be done. Refugees in the Sudetenland had been murdered, and people had been imprisoned and hurt.
We had 2 small kids, including a very tiny daughter. I said, how many men have you offered this to? 17, he said. I said, do I understand they've all turned you down? Yes. They think a war is definitely coming and they don't want to be in danger. I reassured Martha, missionaries leave their children. I'm sure ours can be left in good hands. I want to go, but I won't go without you.
I knew I would miss the children terribly, but we would only be away for a few months. I was torn between my love and duty to my children and to my husband.
As my wife Martha and I went home under the starry skies, we went home with a promise to do it.
The core belief of movements like the Unitarian and Universalist movements, belief in freedom, freedom of thought, in the use of reason and tolerance of difference.
It's a faith that very importantly stresses that the shape of human history, the future of history, is in human hands. A Unitarian minister with profound conviction, a woman who had been deeply committed all her life to social justice, 2 people very much aware of the world around them, were handed an incredible invitation, a very frightening invitation, a very demanding invitation because of its implications for their family and their church, but an enormous opportunity to actually change history.
So many of you have encountered the story of Waitstill and Martha Sharp in curricula such as Toolbox of Faith, A Chorus of Faith, and Faith Like a River. And this film brings their story and actions to life. Now, it's obvious that the Sharps are heroes or sheroes of our faith, but darn it, let's not let them fall victim to the pedestal effect. They were real people, just like us. And what can we do? How do we live their values in our world today? There are ordinary people just like us who are stepping up to defy hate and fear. Moral courage today, as it has ever, means stepping out of our comfort zones. For people who aren't used to doing that, it can be easier when we provide opportunities to do that together within our congregations. So religious educators, just like the Sharps, I'm inviting you to undertake an intervention against evil. This evil is the state of constantly trying to get comfortable, not moving into the discomfort. We might not be inspiring a lot of people to be leaving behind a comfortable home and the children like the Sharps did, but we might be scared to act and speak because we're still working on our own stuff. But don't let that hold you back. We can hold the map and shine our lights into the scary places to help navigate this journey with our congregants. And here are your tools. Get the book from the UUA bookstore. The DVD from PBS will illustrate the story in your curriculum in your classrooms. And on your tables, there's the congregational action guides for you to take home with you today or to download online. Thank you.
Thank all the presenters once again.